Okay. Tonight. Oh, I'm gonna make it right. Tonight. Oh, I got some money in my pocket. I'm ready to burn. I gotta get it to you. So please answer your phone. Cause I keep calling, but you're never home. What am I gonna do? That's Genesis. Y'all know Genesis? Okay now. Yeah, put some respect on Phil Collins' name, you know? I hope you guys are having a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. Let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Rosie. And I'm reading for the fantastic, beautiful, and handsome collective. Hi, collective. Flowers. One more time. Flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Make sure y'all follow me, okay? To book a private reading with me or to shop in my store, all that information is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to do something a little bit different with the twist with this read today. I was in meditation for a bit, and what I'm going to do now, because I feel like, I don't know, maybe this narcissistic individual feels like this is a joke here, and I am like on petty time. I'm feeling very petty, but just more of a very classy petty. And what I did was I actually tapped into the conversations in regards to what they were saying in regards to all of this here. So it's really going to spook them, and I'm okay with that. Channel message here is, I thought you said you could do this. So this is a collective read. It is not going to resonate with everybody. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay? We don't care about sneezing, boo. We don't care. Get out of here. We don't care. Okay. We don't care. Okay. I thought you said you can do this. So there are two people specifically. There is two exes. You could have been with an ex, one ex, and then the other ex you could have been married to, or maybe you just have two exes. However it resonates in your story. Well, there are two people from your past that are actively connecting with each other, talking and pillow talking about you, being very negative about you. Two exes from your past have came together behind your back and is actively trying to work hard to try to cause harm towards you. Okay? The last ex, so the past, so the current past, or the last ex that you dealt with and you disconnected from here, they were supposed to how can I say that? They were paid to do a job. Okay? They were paid to do a job, and the job that they were paid to do was to cause harm to you here. Now, the reason why they felt very comfortable in doing this here is because they listened to what your all right, I have to break this down so that way you can understand where I'm coming from. So there's two exes. We're going to call X1 as the one that you dealt with first, and then we have X2, which is the one that you dealt with last, but you left them alone, okay? So that way you can understand where I'm coming from, because I want to break this down as much as I can. So X1 was and is upset that you left them behind. They wanted you to succumb to their abusive tactics, their manipulative tactics, and of course that didn't work. So when you move forward with X number 2 at the time, X number 1 was scrounging or digging profusely or researching the person that you were dealing with or seeing at the time, which is X2. When X1 found out that you were connected to X2 at that time, X1 went behind your back and started to communicate with the X2, okay? X2 already had some kind of like, you know, reservations in regards to you because you're like a shell that's very hard to crack, or you're more so like an onion that has lots of layers. And they weren't able to penetrate your layers, or they weren't able to kind of really get a feel for you. They thought that something was off with you, but they couldn't put their finger on it. So when X1 came towards X2 to have the conversation, X2 felt that X1 was telling the truth about you. So X1 felt very comfortable and very happy that X2 was on board with X1. Okay? So, with that being said, X1 and X2 started to talk on the regular, every day, couple of days, whatever, however, but it was a very frequent conversation between the two. X1 wanted to make sure that X2 did not alert you that X1 was trying to set you up by X2. That makes sense? X2 at the time wasn't aware of this. X2 obliged or approved or were happy to do whatever it is that X1 said because money was involved. X2 was in a position or in a bind financially. You may have been the breadwinner in the connection, and you may have helped this person a lot during the connection here. They never wanted you to be aware that they did not have money. So when X1 came around with the proposition, well, hey, if you do this for me and you do that for me, you're going to get this, you're going to get this stipend or this payment or this, you know, this payment here, everything will be good. So X2 started to sit down and be very conniving towards you. In the beginning of the connection was probably good. It was probably cool. Everything was copacetic. Things start to go down, right? They started to nitpick at you because they're receiving intel or insight from X1 how to handle you. We'll say this and do that. Hold on, who is this? Okay, thank you, Mary. Yeah, so X2 started to do things based on what X1 stated to them to trigger you. This is a collective read. I'm not doing any private reads right now, okay? Yeah, this is a collective read. If you would like a book of private reading, you would have to, you could go to my website or you could inbox me and we can set it up that way, okay? But just please keep in mind that this is a collective read. I'm not doing any private reads on a collective read, okay? X1 told X2 that you weren't intelligent or you weren't smart. They thought that you were like dumb like rocks or dumb as rocks. And X2 thought, based on what X1 was saying, that everything was true. So they continued to do this foolishness here towards you. I thought you said you could do this. So this is where things start to get a little trippy or trappy here. X2 really brought they brought it all. They brought all of their F game, not an A game. They brought their F game towards you to really try to put you in a very compromising position. You were able to finagle yourself and you were able to get out of that position. And X2 is completely like shocked that you escaped from what they were trying to do to you. So X2 went back to X1 calling and texting. And also when I saw my meditative state that they were deleting messages, because every time they would finish having a conversation, whether it's a phone call or a text message here, X1 would tell X2 delete any type of contact, any type of history of them talking or doing whatever it is, okay? Okay. Oh, wow. Girl, you on the day. Let me give you some flowers. Mary, you on the day, boo. Thank you, boo. Why so triggered today? Why so triggered today? Anywho, child. So, X2 turned around and told X1 that this is going to be a much harder job or a harder outcome for what they're trying to do towards you. They're telling X1 that they can't do this. And X1 is turning around and saying, well, you know, you have to do it. You don't have a choice. You have to do what I told you to do or what I said to do, because there was money involved with this loan here. X2 may have actually gotten a loan from X1. X1 may have paid a lot of money to X2 to supplement or to supplement their lifestyle, because X2 has a paraphernalia problem. X1 wasn't aware of that. X2 thought that not only you were not intelligent, they thought X1 wasn't intelligent either, because it's like, dang, you really don't like this person and you're trying to get me to do the dirty work for you, you know, in that kind of way. So X2 was happy with that. Now things are starting to like cook up here. They're in the hot seat and they're very afraid because they don't want to get caught or they don't want to get in trouble for what's going on here. You speaking up is causing them to be very erratic within self. They're self-sabotaging themselves, or they're basically losing control. It's like this person's mental space is not secured. It's very all over the place. And because of your truth, it's really, really like this person has like high blood pressure. Yeah, they have high blood pressure here and they're nervous, they're very stressed out and things of that nature, and they can't deal with this. So let's get into these cards real quick, child. Someone's name is Anna or Annalise. I thought you said you could do this. I don't want to get in trouble. You lied to me. This is what X2 is saying to X1. We have pretending and manifestation in reverse. X2 is pretending that everything is A-okay, but X2 is very restless. They can't rest. Yeah, they can't rest at all. They're very paranoid, always watching over their back, trying to figure out what do you know, or more so, how do you know what you know. X1 thought that X2 was going to be successful in trying to cause harm towards you, right? So what X1 did was they started to perform spell work, ritual work on you to get you emotionally exhausted. And they thought that they can count on X2 because X2 was with you, or you were connected with X2. And they thought that by them speaking down on you, trying to basically break down your barrier, break down your energetic field, that the spell work it would work better, or it would more so be more successful. And it wasn't true. We have too good to be true here. X1 and X2 is really too good to be true. X2 really don't know too much about spell work. This was all X1, okay? X1 was the mastermind behind this. But X1 was a handler for your mother or for your father. Okay, so the origin of all of this started with actually your mother or your father or someone in the family dynamic here that is very upset that you disconnected from them. So they felt like, well, if you disconnect from us, then we should disconnect you from this world completely or period. Okay, so X1 was getting intel or insight from your mother or father or this family figure here. And then X1 was getting X2 to do the dirty work so that way X2 can take the fall for this here. And they gambled with their life. Yes, they did. Yeah, they gambled with their life. So X2 is realizing how devilish that X1 is, or truly is, and they're like losing their mind here, literally. Someone's name is Devon, D-E-V-O-N, Devon or Devon. Someone's name is Danita. Bonita, you can listen to Bonita Applebum, which is by, I think, A Tribe Called Quest. I think I mentioned that before recently. They don't have control over the situation. X2 is dropping out of this whole thing here, and X1 feels seen, or they feel very vulnerable. Vulnerable to the point where they are like really pushing or pressuring X2 to continue to go through with this specific job here, and X2 doesn't want to do it. X2 basically told X1, you're on your own. You're going to have to do it on your own. and X1 can't do it. One thing I can't understand, this is collectively, generally speaking. Yes, I understand some people don't like others and they may come to a point where they may actually hate you or despise you on an even deeper level, which is fine. Okay, who cares, right? But what I don't understand is how can someone have so much hate in their heart that they have to get other people involved just to justify the hate that they have for you? I don't understand that. They hate you so much that they want to cause harm to you, which is not going to happen. This is the way they think, but they can't do it for themselves. They want another person to come in and act as if they are the X1, and X1 wants to get away with it scotch-free. No. You don't like a person, but you need another person to do your dirty work for you? What the fuck is this? What is this? It's a real B-I-T-C-H move. B-I-S-H, bish move, if you ask me. Because this ain't making sense. Oh, I don't like the collective. I don't this, I don't that. I can't stand the collective. We don't give a flying E-F-G-H-I-J-K-L-M-N-O-P. Heifer, we don't care. And there's nothing that you can say or do that's going to move us out of our purpose or our position within our purpose. It's not. So X2 is seeing another side of X1 that they never saw, because X2 don't know X1 like that on a personal level. They don't. They only know what X1 have said, or maybe you may have mentioned you may have mentioned X1 towards your X2. That person wasn't good, that person did this, that person was that, da 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 da. And when you were telling your story in regards to what X1 was doing towards you, X2 didn't believe you. They thought it was completely far-fetched. What you talking about? Man, that ain't happened to you. They really thought that what you were saying in regards to the experience that you experienced with X1, they thought you were lying. They really thought that you were lying, to where they started to deem you as untrustworthy, and they were afraid that you were going to do something towards them. So X2 felt like that they had to protect themselves from you based on what X1 and this so-called mother or father figure was saying here about you. We have narcissists. So X2 took the risk. Well, if a mother and a father or a family member here is saying these derogatory things about the collective, and then you also have the ex that's saying the same thing, it has to be true. It's not. It's just not. As I mentioned before, some people may tend to gang up on one person when they feel like that they can outsmart them or they can outrun them in regards to what they're trying to do. Risk taker and narcissist. So the X2 decided to take the risk because they felt it was very valid, or they felt that they were confirming with X1 that everything was true based on what X1 was saying, and also this parental unit here, and they went ahead and they did it. And that caused the spiritual awakening here. Hi, hey Egypt. X1 is into a lot of heavy spell work. Yes, they are. And they pray every day on your downfall. Yes, they are. Because you walked away. Please keep in mind, this is a collective read. It's not going to resonate with everybody. Okay? I'm not doing a personal read. It's a collective read. All right now. It's too much. It's too much of this. This is a shocking. Where'd it go at? Give me a second. I mean, how much more do I have to say? Black magic, handle, and witchcraft? Come on. Around the clock, they were doing this on your head. on your crown so you can't receive messages, on your third eye so you can't be tapped into your intuition. That's what they're trying to do or have tried to do. Relentless ritualing over your mind. That's a shocking message that X1 doesn't want to come out. They don't want this message or information to come out. That's why they so-called slid the baton to X2, because X1 couldn't handle you. X1 knew just how powerful that you were against them. And X1 felt very intimidated by your power, whether it's a male or a woman, male or feminine, however it resonates. But X1 felt very intimidated by your power because they tried, clearly, with spell work first. With spell work first. Oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Yeah, let me just go ahead and do that. And it didn't work. So when you move forward with X2, this is when they thought, you know what? This is my, I have another attempt to redeem myself and trying to hurt the collective here. Lack of confidence. The more they did this, and the more that you did not succumb to this, the more you start to see the lack of confidence within this narcissistic person. And a light bulb came about with X number 2. Why are you acting like that? What's going on? I can't do this work. You said this will be a piece of cake. You lied to me. Thank you for the heart. X2 is having this conversation with X1. You lied to me. You said this would have been an easy fix or an easy job. This is much harder than I anticipated or I expected. I don't want to do this anymore. So X1 is like, and they're going back to this, literally losing their mind because they can't wipe you out spiritually and they can't damn sure wipe you out physically. That's the shocking message. This X1, so you may have a child with this person or maybe you don't, however it resonates. You may have been married to this person, you may not have been, however it resonates. But X1 has a very personal vendetta towards you. They don't want you breathing and living and walking this earth. As long as they're still here, they don't want you to have access to self. They don't want you to live life. They want to deplete and take all of your life away from you because they feel like that they can and they cannot. This morning I woke up to, I did, and I'm going to call you. This is specifically for me. I'm speaking for me right now in this little space right here. I woke up this morning to an Instagram email that someone was trying to hack into my account. No one knows my information because I don't talk about personal things of that nature. And I know for a fact, again, this is specifically for me before I get back into the collective read. I'm going to call you out right now, you big neck, big back, skinny leg, nasty Ninja Turtle MFer, Michael Samora Morel Sr. I'm calling you out right now to let you know that I am fully aware in regards to what you're trying to do. You're trying to tamper with my Instagram account. You're trying to tamper with my Facebook account. You're trying to tamper with my TikTok account. And I'm on to you right now. And what I did specifically is that I made a report, because you can make a report for cyber stalking. You can also get the person's ISP, internet service provider. Yes, you can. And you can make a report to the feds in regards to the habitual cyber stalking. And now I'm going collectively, generally speaking, in regards to what this person is doing here. So again, Michael Samora Morel Sr., the lackluster father of my children. I am on to you like white on rice. And you know I will step toe to toe with you, boo. I am not afraid of you, and you know this. This is why you constantly keep trying to do this foolishness behind my back. My spirit will always tell me who and what is doing what towards me. Okay, so I need to make that very clear. All right, now I'm going back collectively, generally speaking, to this read here. Okay, I just had to make that a sidebar. You ain't stopping nothing. I'm just being so for real with you. Anywho, let's keep moving forward. Baby, we got hiding something here. Hiding. What they're hiding is that they're broke. So X1 is broke because they spent all their money towards X2. They gave all of their money towards X2. The whatever they made, their little $100, $200, whatever, week, month, whatever, however they make their money, their whatever. They gave all of their money to X2 to ensure that X2 would take care of this so-called job in regards to you, and it failed. There was also a secret lover here with abundance. Let me just double check real quick before I say what I need to say. I ain't trying to say, but it looked like I may have to say it. Hold on, let me see real quick, because it looked like your two exes may have came together and did some things with each other, okay? Because why would secret lover come out between X1 and X2? Who doing the bending over here or over there? Who doing the bending? X1 or X2? Which one are you doing the bending? Yeah, X1 has a mental instability. Yes. X1 came from a toxic family. And so did X2. But people are seeing the mental instability within X1. X1 could have been your twin flame. X2 could have been your twin flame. They both could have been. However, it resonates. But everyone is seeing that X1 is tripping because they feel like their back is against the wall. Your twin flame could have been a Scorpio, or you could have been a Scorpio. However, it resonates. That feels stuck. They feel stuck because you're calling them out. Name, time, location, everything. You're calling everything out in regards to what these individuals, these derelicts, these uncouth derelicts is what they are. Look, money is coming. Yes, X1 gave money to X2 to handle you, and X2 couldn't do it. So X2 trying to go back to the drawing board. You said it. You said you said it was easy. This is not easy. This is hard, man. I ain't trying to get involved in that, man. I ain't trying to get involved in that. That's too much heat. I can't deal with that. Oh, okay. So now we have no communication here because all of the arrows point back to X1. But X1 feels some type of way because now they're in the hot seat. They really feel like they're thinking about dragging your mother or father or family figure in or involved in this as well too, because they got the great idea or the grand idea from this mother or father figure here. The mother or father figure passed on the baton. Because I mentioned before, they're older. They can't really do it as much anymore because you're just that powerful. You can't be controlled. You can't be maintained. Okay? Mother and father, grandmother, grandfather, however it resonates, they know that they cannot control you. So they recruited outside people who they knew you had a connection with to get them to do the position or the job for them. So that way, mommy and daddy can keep their hands clean. So X1 already don't like you because you're very strong, you're powerful, and you're very intimidating. And it bothers them to no end that you are much, much, much more stronger than them. Your cojones might be bigger than X1 and X2, and they can't handle that. So since X1 can't hurt you, X1 can't get rid of you, they found out you were in the connection at the time with X2, they gave everything to X2 to do it here. They gave them all of the money. So not only your mother, your father, grandmother, grandfather, aunt, uncle, however it resonates here, everybody pulled together and gave money to X2. They pour all of their finances, all of their time and effort into X2 to ensure that X2 complete this job, and it failed. So X2 now is going back to X1 and having lots of arguments and fighting and quarrels because they can't finish this so-called thing. Stuck energy. Stuck energy. Man, I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that. Could be a Taurus, a karmic Taurus. Okay? A karmic Taurus that is a bully. That is a bully. Or attempted to be a bully. They try to bully you, but they're in stuck energy. You don't understand just who you are. The high quality of greatness that you carry. Let me love on y'all a little bit. Let me love on y'all a lot. The grand quality, the uniqueness of your greatness is so astoundingly petrifying to some individuals who never witnessed an energy like yours. So when someone comes along and they've never seen anything, you are so rare and pure in your greatness, in your natural greatness, divine collective I'm speaking to. They don't know what to do with someone like you. And when people become ignorant in regards to what they don't know, because of lack of knowledge, people will suffer. True facts. And they did not have the right tools, the right resources in regards to who they thought that you were or weren't. And they just had to, you don't understand how you just make this person they can't stand you. They despise you to no end. To no end. And they wanted to make a complete, They wanted to make an example as to how much they didn't like you. Behind our back? Behind our back? Behind my back? If you don't like the person, come and say something to their face, not behind their back, in their face. That's what real people do. You have an issue with somebody? Hey, you know what? I want to have a conversation with you. I didn't like the way you said that, whatever the case may be. No, they can't. Instead, they want to pay other people to try to put you in harm's way. We have Tower moment. We have Tower moment. Somebody could be listening to somebody's name is George Michael. I'm hearing Faith. Remember that song by George Michael called Faith? Because you gotta have faith to faith to faith. Ooh, have faith to faith to faith. Yeah, I like that song. So that's a dope song. But someone is losing faith or they don't have faith because it's not working here. Yeah, there've been some dibbling and dabbling. Okay, it happened. You may have exposed that this person is, they go both ways, and that when you did that, the moment that you did that, the moment that you publicly shamed this person with their sexuality was the moment that they just went in a downward spiral. How dare you? Like, that's how they sound. So we got to get our behind handled because you are bisexual. Child, please. We in 2025. You need to come out and be who you need to be, boo. Okay? It's very welcoming and very accepting. Okay? And you need to be where you need to be. All right? We don't care if you're bisexual. We don't. We don't care. Majority, collectively, majority, I don't feel like you care. You don't care. You care about your health and you care about who you lay down with, absolutely. And that is your right. And that is your prerogative. But they feel very disrespected by you because you told other people that they're into the same sex. What is the big deal about it? What's so terrifying by saying that you like the same sex? Like, I'm so serious. What is so terrifying just saying that? We about to be in 2026. Huh? We about to be in 2026. You still hiding? Okay. Yeah, and news is spreading fast. Really fast. That this person is bisexual. And that is what created their downward spiral of their mental health. And they can't take that. They can't take the fact that their family is aware that they're bisexual. And please keep it respectful over here, okay? But their family has been made aware that this person is bisexual, X1 or X2, because they both came together. And X1 feels like, what the how dare you expose me like that? How dare you put me on Front Street like that? But then you put the collective on Front Street again. Something I learned from that snaggletooth brass teeth ex that I used to date. He always used to say, that's one thing I take from him. He said, fair exchange ain't no robbery. And that snaggletooth brass teeth nastiness was right in regards to what he said. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. So if you feel, or when I say you, meaning the karmic, X1 feels that they can speak haphazardly about you towards other people, but you're not speaking haphazardly about this person. You're just speaking the truth. But it come off as such as a form of a disrespect because you're not bowing down to them. You're not commanding to them. You're not listening to what they have to say. So they feel they have to deal with you accordingly. This X is going to be known, and they have several partners that they have infected. You're aware about that. You're fully aware of that. You weren't supposed to be aware of that, though. They feel like that you're getting out of line or you have gotten out of line. And they're trying to send some form of a letter or a message. They're trying to send a message to keep quiet. A karmic bastard that trying to cause harm or trying to get you in a state of fear behind your back is trying to send a message to you to stay quiet, but they're sending it quietly through other people for you to stay quiet. This is oh man. I want you to send a message and I want you to tell them that they got to stay quiet. I want you to push fear on them. I want you to cause harm to them. I want you to make an example out of them. Well, they didn't make an example out of the collective. So what now, X1? What's the next step, Heifer? What's the next step? Because clearly your little plan or your little foolish whatever, your spitty spells, your spitty Toy Story spells that you're trying to push onto the collective, it's not hitting, it's not connecting. So what's the next step, Karmic One? What do you have next up your little dirty sleeve of yours? We have 3 here. There are 3 people here that are actually working together. As I said, it could be a mother, a father, an aunt, an uncle, however it resonates. There's a family member that's also tied in with X1 and X2. These are the three stooges. The 3 stooges. We have Ed here. We have Ed here. We have Ed and sheep. So all they're doing is just adding more unintelligence towards this flock of sheeps or this group of sheeps. They have no knowledge in regards to how they can keep you still. They don't know how to do it. They went overseas to pay high spiritualists. They went to foreign lands. This is what they wanted to have. They wanted this to be foggy. But they went to, oh yeah, like Ed, and Eddie. Yeah, Ed, and Eddie wasn't really the smartest. It was a great cartoon, but they weren't really the smartest. Especially the little one that had the little, that had the board with the face on there, the plank. They went overseas or they paid someone overseas. So either they physically traveled overseas or they connected with someone overseas to do death work or death spells on you to get you up out of here. It didn't work. Even the practitioner or the worker, the root worker that they went to, they're even flabbergasted because it's not, they can't figure you out. They can't figure you out, man. Like, what are you? What are you? I have never seen anything like this before. This is what they're saying. What are you? What is the collective? Don't worry about it. You don't need to know what we are. Don't worry about it because you won't be able to see anything. They're not going to be able to see a darn thing, child. Someone is losing their house, or they have to get out of their house, or they're being forced to give up their house. It could be a father, as I mentioned. A father wanted to derail your course. They didn't want you to be on course with life. They wanted to derail your life or derail your purpose of life. And you're going down a rabbit hole because you're like, oh, wow, my own father or my own dad or stepdad or whatever the case may be is blowing up in their face. The reason why they wanted X1 to be the forefront or to be the mastermind behind this is because this mother or father figure tried, when you were younger, they tried and they tried and they tried to hurt you. They did. They tried and they tried and they failed at anything they've done, and they work together as a unit. A mother or a father could be a real mother, stepmother, foster mother, a real father, stepfather, foster father, grandmother, grandfather, whatever, however, child. Okay? They work together as a unit here. And they began to become weak. So the real reason why your story is going to be out for everyone to see is because there are too many people involved. And too many people that's involved because it's growing, it's getting out of control. The large group of people that they have created or congregated together to come up against you is noticing some really vast or harsh changes surrounding this mother figure, father figure, family figure, X1 and X2. And people are learning about this, which makes them very afraid. So now they're out in Front Street. They're completely exposed. Their names, their addresses, people can put a face to a name And the individuals that can put a face to a name, they're having an aha moment because those same individuals went to them to try to destroy your reputation. This is also something that I'm learning. I don't understand how they feel so comfortable or powerful in trying to destroy your name amongst a small group of people. How many more people is in this world? Let's look at it from a grander scale of things. Granted, you have a small group of people, just a small, little tiny drop in the ocean, trying to do all types of things, wicked things towards you, right? And anyone that comes along your path, they're trying to discredit your character towards these individuals. And they're doing everything possible to ensure that they have an imprint into your life. They can't dispersuade the whole world. How many people in this world? 8 billion, 9 billion, 10 billion? I don't know, child. There's a lot of billions in this world. We're just going to say a lot of people's in this world. So even so, they were able to get 5 people or 10 people to go against you. You still have the rest of the world to navigate, to explore, to discover, things of that nature. It was always a lose-lose situation. It always was a lose-lose situation. Hey, I'm good. How you doing? And they spent hours and hours and hours on end based on the intel that they received from this mother figure, karmic mother, karmic father figure here. Nah, they don't like this. Say that. No, do that. Get that reaction out of them. Yup, get a rise out of them. Yup, do this, do that. And it didn't work. So now they keep going back to the drawing board to try to figure out, they're trying to regroup to figure out how they can end your game. Your game, first off, your life is not a game. First off, that's completely 100% true. Your life is not a game. And this is what they were playing. And because you would not be involved in this game here, the game has to end. It's like someone is trying to ask you to play a 2-player game and you don't want to play. But they need 2 people or 2 players in the game in order for them to be successful in beating the game. So what happens if you get out of the game that they so-called created for you? The game will be over. It won't begin. It won't start. It won't start. And that's very telling in regards to the mannerisms or in regards to how they are reacting because you refuse to play their game. Your life is not a game. I keep saying that. Go back to Kingdom Hearts. Y'all remember Kingdom Hearts, right? That was on PlayStation and some other whatever game systems. But I specifically remember Kingdom Hearts. And Kingdom Hearts has those little hearts that every time you get hit by an opponent or an enemy, you lose that heart or you lose health to your heart. If that makes sense within the game. So let's say you have 3 hearts in the game. You can even use Zelda as an example. And the moment that you get hit by an enemy, it could be half the heart is disappearing or the whole heart disappears. That's what they wanted for you. But the thing is, they never had any heart to be in the game. They never did. You did though. Figuratively speaking, physically speaking, literally speaking. You had all of the hearts that they never had or they were never able to acquire. So they wanted to force you in that game of life, to tarnish and destroy and to take away the hearts that you have within yourself. I hope that makes sense. They didn't have the heart or any heart to get into the game, but they knew that you did. And they needed for you to be in the game to take away the hearts that you have created or gathered for self. No, absolutely not. No way. No ma'am, no sir, no way. Absolutely not. Yes, they tried to force you into the game, but it didn't work. It came back full circle. Everything came back full circle. Everything. Back to them. And now they're like a sitting rock because they don't know how to get out of this. Too many people are involved in this because a mother or father can't control you. Too many people are involved in this is because X1 felt that they had total control because at the time they had money or finances or resources, monetary resources, that they felt that their money talk and walk and they can do whatever it is that they want. This person may be a thousandaire. I wouldn't even consider them like a millionaire. They could have been more so like a thousandaire. They were making decent money. And they thought that they were up there with the bigger ones, if that makes sense, that they can pay their way through life. Oh, okay. Now they crying. Now they crying. I said money. Money is in reverse. There's no money to their name. Spirit. There's no money to their name. They wasted it all by giving it away to unscrupulous individuals, charlatan individuals. Trying to me mug you, but quiet. Man, like I said, you can't scare me if you're doing it quietly behind my back. You just can't. I can scare you though. I will spook the f out of you, especially if you're coming for me. I will spook you. I'll make you wet your pants. I'm so for real, and I will laugh as I'm making you wet your pants. I'm so for real. This has reached its pinnacle. Reaching its pinnacle here basically means that it has reached the highest point of this malarkey or foolishness here, and it has broke. We'll say it has broke the glass ceiling. There's no more boundaries here with justice. They went above and beyond the boundaries that you may have placed or your spirit team may have placed. And they went above and beyond that boundary that you have created, and justice came in here. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Watch on, heifer. Watch on, heifer. I just can't. So now they're being forced to abandon this here. We have 8 of Cups here. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I can't go to jail. You going, heifer. You going. They're going to clink, clink your arms, your hands, and they're going to clink, clink your ankles. You going, heifer. Oh, yeah, you going. I will make sure. Yes, I will make sure. You're going to jail. You have no say over here, Karmic. I'm just telling you, you have no say, okay? And there's too much overwhelming evidence where money was exchanged. The idiots use Cash App and Venmo, those type of peer-to-peer monetary payment methods or apps here to Cash App or Venmos. I saw it in a meditative state too. I was like, oh, so y'all so dumb. Y'all that smart, huh? Okay. They paid through Cash App or Venmo to do this foolish thing here because there was a distance between X1 and X2. And we all can, you can pull it up in the bank account. You can't hide your bank account. You can try. You can't hide it. You can't hide the bank institution. You just can. You can go to the bank and say, I need this records from this time to this time. That's a really easy fix. You can delete the Cash app all you want. You can delete the Venmo app all you want. The evidence is still there, X1. You're so dumb, yet you're so smart, right? But yet these are people that are trying to come towards the divine collective here. Okay. That's the secret that's exposed. X2 begged. X2 got a lot of money from X1 based on the lies that X1 has said. Yes. And X2 was in a position or rose into a position as if they were financially secured. They were only financially secured through the lies of X1 and this toxic mother or toxic father figure. And while everything is coming, tumbling, crashing down, you just la-di-da with yourself. Six of Swords, you moving to safety, or your team is pushing you to move to safety, like you're homebound to safety. You remember that movie called Homeward Bound? It was, I think, with 3 dogs or 2 dogs, I believe. I think one was like a golden retriever. It was back in, I want to say, maybe late 80s or early 90s. I think one was a beagle, I believe. Don't quote me, I'm not too sure. But I know for a fact one was a golden retriever, and I think the other dog was a beagle. But yeah, maybe you were watching that movie. That could be your favorite movie here, okay? So what did you say? So Shine Project says, when I started gathering IP addresses and taking down threatening emails and subliminals they were posting and sending, I realized this was deep. Yes, and she put deep in all caps. Yeah, that's what it is. They want to feel powerful quietly. It's just not going to work, especially for someone of your caliber. It's just not. You're too intelligent to be outsmarted, or like more so be like a dimwit. Hey, Ryan. Oh, 2 dogs and a cat. Okay. Oh, it's a pit bull. Okay, a pit bull, a golden retriever, and a cat. Thank you. It's been a long time since I watched it, but yes, you get it. And you're gonna be celebrating. You're gonna be celebrating with the 4 of Wands. You move forward, but the 6 of Cups is here. They want you to stay stuck in the past. How can I put this person back in fear? Once you get out of fear, you will never, ever, ever be placed back in fear. Let me say that again. Once you finally realize that fear is nothing but a construct, it's not really real, it's an illusion, and you're able to see through the illusion of fear, you will never, ever, ever be placed back in fear. Never. That's their fault. They should have left you alone. No, they want to keep coming for you and coming for you and coming for you. Okay, no problem. Now they burnt out and exhausted and distressed or distracted. The Fool is in reverse. So we have the Fool and the 4 of Swords here. Distracted and stressed out and burnt out because things are just falling apart. I'm also hearing London Bridge. Remember the nursery rhyme, London Bridge is falling down. That's what I'm hearing. Somebody could be from London. Maybe you're visiting London for the first time. I do have a question. If you're from London, is it always cold like all year round? That's a question that I have for whoever like lives in London or more so like England. But is it like always like cold all year round? Just curious to know. If you frequent London or if you've been to London or you live in London. Oh, okay. Okay, just curious to know. Okay. Because I always hear, oh, it's so cold in London. I'm like, let me ask somebody that's a Londoner, you know? Thank you, Madeline. So we have 9 of Swords here. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. 9 of Swords here. Yeah, they're stuck in their head. They're spiraling out of control. X2 backed out. X2 said, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not going to jail. I'm not going back to jail. You're on your own. X1 is looking towards this karmic mother and karmic father, but not picking up their phone. They're on their own. Everything is going to fall on X1. My God. Despite your mother or father planning this initially, you're pushing everything towards X1. And that's the justice here. So X1 could be mentally not well and could be trying to, if you catch my drift, okay? Yeah, They don't have any choices left. Judgment and Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is in reverse. They feel they don't have any options left. They don't feel like they have any choices left. They feel severely judged by you. You and your spirit team. Everyone feels severely judged, but X1 is feeling it the most. Because X1 again felt like that they had money, their money talked, and they felt that they had enough money to make their money do whatever it is that they wanted to do. No. Maybe with other people, but not us. Not divine collective individuals. Absolutely not. And they went broke because of it. Five of Pentacles. Hi, Sue. How you doing? Hey, Jessica. Thank you. Hey, Veronica. Tonight, tonight, tonight. Oh, they're going to get it right. Tonight, tonight, tonight. Oh, we got Death and Tower. Hey, madam. Somebody else said hi. I want to make sure I say hey. The white light. How you doing? I got money. Yeah, I could do what I want. I could just pay for whatever I want. Okay, but that comes with a price too. Literally and figuratively, that comes with a price too. Again, they always come into a situation or an experience on a one-sided point of view. That is a very dangerous place that a person can be in. It is important, or more so imperative, to ensure that you have as much perspective, many different various perspectives, as much as you can in regards to that one situation. So that way, if you're in a situation or an experience and you have many other outlets or methods that you can utilize to get yourself safely out of that, that is your best bet. That is your best chance. It is important to be able to open up your mind to learn from different points of views. I'm telling you, the more point of views that you have, the more you're going to be, number one, you're going to be eager to grow. And then number two, you're going to make the right decision. Let's just say, this is just an example. Let's just say you have 2 weeks to lose 5 pounds. This is just an example, right? And you have one option is to go to the gym, work out, things of that nature. The next one is to eat right. The next one is to do this. The next one's to do that. So you got 4 different perspectives in regards to one ultimate goal that you're trying to accomplish. And you're utilizing, or you're using all of your resources that you have, all the different paths and avenues to that one goal that you're trying to accomplish. And you utilize a little bit of some, or a little bit of each new opportunity or new perspective that you have. And you're like, you know what? Nah, that one, yeah, that one worked before, but you know what? I have 3 others. Let me look down the line for the other 3. And you continue to look and see, and you're like, you know what? All right, I think this one is the best option for me. So then you decide to go with that one, which that actually becomes the best option for you. And what happened? Judgment, justice. The moment that you realize that there are many more perceptions in regards to how you can do one thing, there are many ways to skin a cat. That's just a saying. There are many ways to take one route. The same for a highway. There are many ways that you can take one route. And this is this is what puts you in a position here with the justice and the judgment. You were able to call judgment or divine judgment because of the open perspective or the open knowledge in regards to what they were trying to do towards you. So while you are here, because now you had an aha moment, oh wait, that's not right. No, but I remember, or somebody told me, or I learned this, or I learned something new. Now you're here. Judgment and justice. And while you are here, they're here. They are here with no options. They've exhausted all of their options. Remember, you're dealing with individuals that are very closed-minded or boxed in the way that they live life. And once they have exhausted all of their options, the only thing left that they have left to do is to self-destruct. This is where, oh, you think you know everything, or you think you are know-it-all, or you think you better, and you think you this. No, you don't say any of those things. This is what they say. They're jealous of your unique ability to be able to prosper with many different avenues, tools, resources, methods, whatever you need to be successful here. They're jealous of that. And also, thank you for saying that connected by heart, being aware before the game started is actually really great, because when you are aware before it starts, it can't start. It can't start. Now they're looking like plum fools in the public. It good for them. It damn good for them. Now they feel defeated. Five of Swords. Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords, Five of Swords. This is a lot of swords. This is a lot of swords. And that's being exposed here with the moon. Someone is using valerian root, or you could be a herbalist. You could be going to school to become a master herbalist. You could just be into herbs in general. Where I'm at? I'm at 67 minutes. Okay. I love that. Mesquack to Young Bear. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your username, but they say on TikTok the writings are on the wall. All we have to do is look up and read it. Yes, and a perfect example would be Michael Jackson. Y'all know I like Michael Jackson. He has a song that actually say that the writing's on the wall. Get off the wall and live life. Don't live life on the wall. Get off of the wall. And they wanted to pin you or corner you on the wall to make you feel like that you could not do as such. But the Page of Wands here, you're too confident to be stopped. Way too confident to be stopped. You're dealing with a Capricorn here that's in a devilish energy. That feels super trapped. X2 don't want nothing to do with this. They said, I'm done. I'm out of here. I ain't dealing with this no more. I ain't trying to get in trouble. It's too hard to do. You said it was very easy. You lied to me. I can't put myself in light. They don't want to take the heat for this, and they're not. X1 is. Everybody's pointing the finger towards X1 because X1 felt so comfortable speaking ill about you. X1 really put their foot in their mouth based on the slander that they have been saying about you towards other people. Yes, wisdom. And people are like, oh, okay, so you don't like the collective? Oh, wow. You don't like the collective. If you're doing that towards the collective, that could be a Leo, however it resonates. And now X1 is trying to come off as if they don't have any memory. Strong Leo, strong Leo, but they're coming off as if they don't remember or they're not aware as to what's going on, or more so, I never said that. Where'd you get that from? You're delusional. Or you're making things up. No, they're not making things up, X1. This is what you specifically said. You gave the wisdom away when you were speaking ill towards the collective. You did, X1. You're not making sense, X1. Karmic X1. You're not making sense. You're the one that's out there blabbing your mouth negatively towards or about the divine collective here, and people are seeing that you don't like the collective, which is fine. We don't care about that. But what we do care about is our life and the protection of our life, and you're not anyone's God when it comes to the divine collective. I'm just being so for real with you. You're not going to have a say over anybody's life. when it's concerning the divine collective. You're just not. You can do it, you can try, you can say whatever you want to say. And I'm here to tell you that you're not going to move the divine collective. I stamp that. Y'all not going nowhere. Y'all got stuff to do, period. You got stuff to do. You ain't going anywhere. They are, though. We have divination, though, okay? Divination could be Scorpio, however it resonates. Somebody could be born on the 5th month. Someone could be born on May 14th, which will be Taurus. Taurus is a sister sign of Scorpio as well. I think Libra is a sister sign of Cancer. I'm still learning astrology, so bear with me. It's just so much to learn out here in this world, you know? And I don't understand how we all have 24 hours in a day and this person decides that they want to cause harm to you when they could have been doing something more productive with their self, their time, their life here. And they literally destroyed their life for coming up against you. Now they're trying to repress how they're feeling. Okay. Yeah, they're in physical pain because people are aware and speaking ill about you. Oh, the collective and the collective and the collective and the collective. Yeah, and they ain't and they ain't and yeah and no and no and yeah no, stay away from them and they this and they that and they that and they're evil, they this, and you ain't doing nothing to this heifer. You ain't doing anything to this person. We're just living life. Your life irritates them. Your tenacity or your will to live, it irritates them to no end because they don't have any of that. And now they're trying to backtrack and say they never said these things when they're the one that actually, this is the type of narcissistic individual that if they are aware that you have connections, they will call your connection. Guess you won't believe what the collective, like this is what they would do if you have a disagreement or argument here with this person and you don't say anything, you don't call anybody or whatever the case may be. They will call your connections and try to get your connections to railroad you. That's weird. It's just weird. So Xavier Perez, actually, I'm grateful that you said that. So let me expound on that a little bit. He says on YouTube, can someone help me? I've been to 8 readings so far. That's a big red flag right there, and I'll explain why. Can someone help me? I've been to 8 readings so far, and I swear that each reading contradicted another with generic guesses and inaccurate information. How can I believe this to be real? First off, why are you going to 8 different readers? That's a huge no-no when it comes to your energetic field. You cannot have everyone reading and tapping into your energy. Pick 1 or 2 readers. Generally, collectively speaking, choose 1 or 2 readers. I'm speaking to Xavier Perez, okay? Just because they offer you something doesn't mean you have to accept it. You still have a duty to make sure that your spiritual hygiene is on the up and up. And if you allow many people, many various people that keep tapping into your energy, is not only going to deplete your energy, but it can also muddy what you're trying to get them to see what you are seeing. So it's very important to ensure that not only are you protecting or you are keeping up with your spiritual hygiene, you don't bounce from reader to reader to reader to reader. You don't do that. Find 1 or 2 authentic reader. Thank you, Cool Karma. Find 1 or 2 authentic reader. Stay with that reader. Cultivate. Keep connecting with that particular reader, and then they'll be able to tap in whatever it is that you're wanting them to tap into. But going to many different reader and various readers is the reason why you feel that you can't believe what they're saying, because 8 people have different type of points of views. So that's your answer. Well, that's your fault. If you are responsible for who you choose as a reader, this is where your discernment comes in. You are responsible for your spiritual hygiene. You can't place this on all the 8 readers. You are responsible for giving them permission to tap into your energy. So you're not going to put this on all the 8 readers. They're just doing what they're supposed to do. They're readers. You have a spiritual duty to ensure that you are connecting with someone that you can truly trust, not just haphazardly, oh, somebody, they doing free readings. Learn the energy signature of self. Learn the energy signature of self. And get to learn that you cannot just hop to many different readers and expect that you're going to get the same answer, because you're just doing yourself a disservice. That's my advice. And I'm actually glad you actually brought that up, because a lot of people might not be aware of that. And this is something that you need to be aware of. Not every reader, and I'm not bashing, I'm just speaking generally, collectively speaking. Not every reader has the best energy or the best intention for your energy. Some readers are not good readers. Some are low vibrational. You have low vibrational readers and you have high vibrational readers. That's where your discernment comes in or steps in. And yeah, you can even you can go to God in prayer. That's one way as well too. You can sit down in meditation. There are many ways that you can do this thing. But because he's speaking about readers, I'm just giving an example in that way. Okay, there's no right or wrong way to do however way you do your thing when it comes to your spiritual path. But you must ensure that you are able to vet the reader that you're going to. And if you can't vet them, or you feel like, because sometimes when you go to a reader, after you go to the reader, sometimes your life fall apart and you be like, yo, what's going on? Where have I, you know what I mean? So you have to be very careful in regards to who you open up to spiritually. Okay? No problem. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. No problem. Be very selective with your energy. Literally, be very selective. Be selective of readers. Be selective of people in general. Be very selective of who you allow to be around or to tap into your energy. Okay? So we have regrets here. They are in regret because people are learning about what they said about you, but they're the one that's creating the scenario for people to learn how they feel about you. They did this. X1 did this. Yes, thank you. Phoenix Empire says on TikTok, and once done listening to a reader, call back your energy and close the channel. Yes. Great advice. Yes, yes, yes. Great advice. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Great advice. Okay? Most people ain't gonna tell you that, because most people like to gatekeep certain things. I don't have time for that. Certain things I can't teach because it's a public forum, public platform. I got, but stuff like that, little stuff like that, yeah, okay? So we have burden the tears here, okay? So they are in regret because people are learning the true identity of X1 and also this family. And this family was like, I didn't tell them to do that. I never told them to do that. They just did that on their own. And X1 is looking at the family. Well, yes, you did. You did tell me to do that towards the collective. We never told you to do that. I don't know what you're talking about. No, that's not true. So X1 feels isolated from everyone because X1 was the one with the most money. That's how they use their money. You'll be reunited with a child or children. If you have not yet, you will soon. Okay? But X1 is spiraling out of control. And they're so deserving of it. They are. Another advice that I can give to you guys is to pay attention to the subtleties of your body or the energetic space of your body. If you at some point in time feel, let's say you're having a conversation with somebody and your body's giving you like odd clues, or your body feels off, you feel very anxious, you may have a little anxiety, you're like, something off with this person, and you don't know what, pull back. Definitely pull back here from that person. This X1 is looking for help. X1 is on their own, or they're more so in this bubble or space here where they kind of feel isolated, they feel alone because everyone has turned against them. Even your mother or father has turned against them, which is really odd and crazy because they're the one that initiated here. It could be a Gemini. We have financial success is in reverse, and they're freaking out. Unable to express emotions. We have STD here with sudden changes. So not only do you are aware that they are an attention whore, they're a whore as well, or gardening tool. They're a gardening tool. There's sudden changes that are happening to their health, and the community is aware of that. The community is aware that they're carrying an incurable STD, and that they're mortified. They are so mortified that people are aware that they have this. Yep. Financial failure because it's not working. So they feel disrespected by the fact that the money that they were giving to X number 2, it's not working. And they feel robbed. Yeah, they feel robbed. Could be a Capricorn. That's very toxic. Oh, wow, this was here. 10 of Wands was in here. Okay, 10 of Wands and then Karma. Yeah. The moment that they would have came back to attempt to sleep with you was the moment they would have said that you gave them something. And they were hoping and praying that you would not have found out that they have something incurable. And they were hoping and banking that they can come around to do this towards you. But you don't sleep with fleas. You don't lay down with dogs that have fleas. You don't lay down with dogs, period. So why would they even think that that would work? But that was their intention because they were telling people, X1 were telling people how you still want them, how you still check for them. You don't check for this nastiness. You don't check for this heifer. You don't care about this person. But they needed a story to look a certain way. So that way when they came back, that whatever that they said about you to other people, that people will believe their story once they came back towards you. And it didn't work out in the way that they anticipated. You completely blew the top over every lie that they have solidified in your life. Every lie that they have spoke against you or towards you with, you blew it out the water. You blew it out the water. You have substantial facts that support your truth against their lies, and they can't handle that. Oh well. Oh well. Blew it out the water, boo. Blew it all the way out blew that heifer out the water, all the lies. Literally. Blew that out the water. I always feel like somebody's watching me. We have researched similar crimes in the area to see if they are linked. Your X1 and X2. So even though X2 stepped away or they walked away from all of the situation here, X2 is not innocent. X2 is just as guilty as well too. They're an accomplice to what X1 and his so-called family members tried to do to you here. So they're not getting off scotch-free. And I feel like the reason why they backed away is because they have a criminal record. Could be X1 or X2, whoever it is, but someone has a criminal record here and they don't want that to be exposed. But you can just go online, type in their name, and their mug shots and stuff could be on there. So I don't know. Someone's name is Madison. You could be from Wisconsin. I'm hearing T-Pain. I believe he is from Wisconsin. What is this? Broken thinking. Broken thinking here. They thought their broken thinking would have been enough to get you to stop speaking out, or they thought that their broken thinking was enough to where you were on their level. your intelligence or your intellect is much higher than this person with a very low mind of way of thinking, with the broken thinking here. So it was never going to work. You may have divorced this person. There's an ex here that is gay for pay. They are. And the reason why they're gay for pay is because I guess they pay more. Hey, whatever. That's them. That's on them, child. But they specifically seek out individuals in the same arena that they're in, party animal, different types of things here, and they lay down with them to get paid. Yes, they do. It's stable. Yes, that's how they make their money. Maybe you divorced this person because they were into the same sex. Respectfully, okay? That's not your thing. Respectfully, and that's fine, okay? But there's something about this ex number one, ain't even X2, that you did not like, and you disconnected from them, and that is your right. So they decided to start to block you by pushing fear onto you. They also surrounded you around your connections here, so that way you could never find out where it was coming from. This is a simp. This X1 and X2 is a complete simp. They're a beta male. They're not an alpha male or woman, however resonates. But this person is X1 and X2 is a simp with victim mentality that can't stand on their own too, because of the choices that they made. Destructive forces. On top. Somebody like to be on top, child. Baby, we got finesse. Finesse, yep. If I don't do my business, yep. Y'all know that song? Finesse, yep. I think that's by WizKid. We have rumor monger, listening to gossip and spreading rumors. Okay, whatever. Oh, God. Now they're avoiding everyone. X1 is avoiding everyone, or trying to. We already know your mother or father here is trying to, or has avoided X1, and X1 is now trying to avoid other people here because they don't have the backing of your mother or father anymore, or more so this X2. They don't have the backing of them anymore. And everyone is pushing the blame onto X1 because X1 with their big mouth, yip, yap, yap. Yip, yap, yap. Yip, yap, yap. That's all they know how to do is yip, yap, yap. And they yip and they yap until the sun comes, till the sun rolls, until the cows come home speaking very negative about you. And this person is now in a position, or they're in the middle of a sinking, we'll say a sinking ship or a sinking quicksand, and they don't know how to get out of it. Everybody is pushing to sacrifice X1. Will it be successful? It will be. Because X1 won't be able to take it. And X1 already feeling pre-transitional. So. Could be a Pisces. It could be a Pisces. I keep saying it, don't pay to hate. You don't have to hate anybody. You can dislike, I get that. But to hate somebody, and then the reason why you hate the person is very childish. 9 times out of 10, if you're able to have a conversation with someone and someone comes to it, oh, I don't like that person. Ask them why. Why don't you like them? They don't have a valid reason why they don't like the person. It's always something so minuscule or so immature, so childish. Why you don't like the collective? Because I don't. Okay. Why don't you like the collective? Because I don't. That's not an answer. Did the collective do something to you? No. Okay, so why don't you like the collective? Then they try to gaslight you and try to turn the story around, try to make it seem like, oh, it's your fault, and why you ask me these questions? We have Saturn retrograde confusion, doubt, self-doubt, and distraction. Yes. It could be a Pisces that could be in their Saturn retrograde right now, and they're feeling very delirious. They don't know how to get out of this. And being in Saturn, it could be a Capricorn. Saturn retrograde is, to me, I think, this is my own opinion, working with the energies of like the elements, the sun, the moon, the stars, things of that nature. I feel Saturn is the hardest out of all of them because Saturn is a teacher. And Saturn will really sit you down to more so force you to sit down if you're not taking heed to the lessons that are coming to you. So I think Saturn is very harsh at times when it comes to karma because Saturn determines if you're going to get your good karma or your negative karma. That's just my opinion. Strong Capricorn, Pisces, strong Scorpio, strong Leo. I think Taurus was here too. We have the sun. So it's the sun in Capricorn. So someone that's a Capricorn or someone that's a Pisces that's struggling right now. Really bad. Like really bad. Really, 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 really bad. Then we have Libra here. A Libra could be struggling as well too. You're the only one out of all of them that's doing well. You're the only one that's escaped this inferno. You're the only one that's going through great transformation. They're not. And while you continue to excel or accelerate, they're going to decelerate. Sad. Taurus. It don't pay to hate. It don't pay to be mean-spirited. It don't pay to be black-hearted. It don't pay to try to cause harm to other people. It don't pay. It don't. Literally and figuratively, it doesn't pay to be disrespectful and mean and all this. It just doesn't pay. Because at the end of it all, if they decide to pay in that way, when it comes time to pay up for the actions that they caused amongst other people, they don't have the currency to get out of the thing that they paid for. When people are trying to push harm or trying to push hate onto other people, they need a loan. Or they use other people as loans to ensure that they can secure or they can solidify or they could become successful in trying to derail or destroy your life. They don't even have the currency to begin with energetically to be doing the foolish things that they're trying to do towards not only you, but to other people. This is why they always have other people as loans or loaners, because they take from them or they take their energy from them to be in a position where they feel more superior to you. Child, please. Okay? Child, please. That don't make sense, but whatever. We have Sagittarius. Timothy says, Timothy says on YouTube, instead of filling out an application, yeah, you realize most of the times these are individuals that can be very bummy in energy, and they don't have time to fill out applications. They don't have time to take care of themselves. You know, they don't have time to secure great things within self. They just want to secure what you have within you, take that from you, take away your light, and then walk away with your light and try to emulate you as you. No. Isn't that what Michael Kyle said on what's the name of that show? Oh man. Help me out. My wife and kids. He be like, no. He got Capricorn. My wife and kids, yes. We have Gemini. We have Libra. Taurus. Somebody's name could be Michael or Kyle. We have Scorpio. We have Cancer. Strong Sagittarius. One more. Aquarius. Okay? So if that resonates with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for being here. Y'all are truly freaking dope. Give me some fist bump. Y'all so freaking dope out here. Give y'all some flowers. Yeah. Divine Collect, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so freaking proud of you. I'm so proud of you for standing up for yourself. I'm so proud of you for speaking your truth. I'm so proud of you for standing confidently for what's right and what's wrong. I am so proud of you. I truly am. I am so proud of you guys. I am. I love you guys. Go out there, be freaking great. You owe that to yourself. Be freaking great. You hear what I'm saying? You get some flowers. You get some, and you get some flowers. I know that's right. Fist bump. I'll see you on the next one. Mwah. See you later. Mwah. See ya. Bye, YouTube. Mwah. See you later.